Okay, we have got 4 different substances. We've got water. I don't have it labeled, but it's right there. I've got hexane. It's right there. This is iodine. Iodine is actually a solid. Comes in here. And this is a gigantic bottle of potassium permanganate. Okay, so those are my 4 substances. And I'm going to see how they interact with each other. First one is water and hexane. So pour some water in here. And here's some hexane. I'm going to pour the hexane in there. All right. Water and hexane. What do you notice about them? This may remind you of like oil and water, right? You've got that line that separates there, the hexane from the water. All right, so the next ones now, we're gonna mix them each with iodine and potassium permanganate. So I'm gonna actually pull this one out so we don't get confused. The first 2 are gonna have water in them. So there's water. The second 2 are going to have hexane in them. Okay, so this is going to be hexane in this one. And hexane in this one. All right, I tried to have about the same amount. So the first thing I want to add is let's go for the iodine. Okay, iodine is in group 17 of the periodic table. Take a look at group 17 and you'll notice that the top of the group are gases, and then as you go down it turns into a liquid bromine and then solid iodine. So here is iodine. I'm first going to put the iodine in the water. Okay, so not much. Not much is happening when I put iodine in water, okay? It just kind of just sits there. Doesn't matter if I stir it. Doesn't matter if I leave it. It's kind of these like little balls. I'll put a little bit more in there. There, it just kind of sits there. Now when I put the iodine in the hexane, it starts to dissolve. So iodine dissolves in hexane, but iodine does not dissolve in water. So here it is in water, here it is in hexane. Iodine does not dissolve in water, and it does dissolve in hexane. Let's go now to the potassium permanganate. This is this giant bottle here. Potassium permanganate. I'm going to put it first in the water, and then I'll do the same thing. I'll put it into the hexane. Here is potassium permanganate in water. And here is potassium permanganate in hexane. We got the direct opposite happen. We've got potassium permanganate does not dissolve in hexane, and it does dissolve in water. Iodine does not dissolve in water, but iodine does dissolve in hexane. And then, of course, we know that water and hexane do not mix. So, knowing these things, I am not going to mix the potassium permanganate and the iodine together at all, but I will show you. It's kind of fun because they're both purple. So if I take the water with the iodine and I pour it into the hexane with the iodine, you'll notice it goes right to the bottom. So there's the iodine and the hexane on top, and the water is on the bottom, and it is not mixing with the iodine, okay? And then I'll do the same thing. Here's the water and the potassium permanganate, and I'll pour it into the hexane in the potassium permanganate. I get kind of the same thing, only it's opposite, right? This one has the clear on the bottom and the purple on the top. The other one has the purple on the bottom and the clear on the top. These are kind of cute examples because they're both purple. Just, it doesn't really mean anything. They don't have to be purple. That's not the point of it. But the point of it is that we are seeing some things dissolving and some things not dissolving.